Amen. 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 Hey, it's your boy _BJ Real, man. We back here with another episode of On the Porch.
We're here with another special guest. I mean, he really don't need no introduction. Like I said, he is the biggest episode we have had on the channel. You know, the guy, the myth, the legend himself. Ladies and gentlemen, the Panther. Lawrence Ellison, everybody.
Nah, I don't have any worries on when it comes to Tesla. I trust Elon. And like I said, the stock is not getting hammered at all. It's just not really going anywhere, but it's in the consolidation period, which is fine. But when it breaks out, just know Tesla to be back Tesla be $500, $600, $700, $800, and people will be looking and saying, man, I'm glad I invested.
How do we attack that wealth gap? Or is it even possible? Because like you said, there's so much against us.
I think the only way to attack the wealth gap, us as black people, is teamwork and true teamwork. That's the only real way, to be honest. And it's like, we don't have to like everyone that's black, but we need to stand with them and we need to have each other's back, even if we might not agree with everything. I just thought about what you just said, we should have gas stations as black people. When was the last time we seen a black person on a gas station?
You don't.
That's a problem.
Or a bank.
It's a 4-year cycle when it comes to Bitcoin. And so last time we saw that real explosion was 2020. The time before that was 2016, and it's 2024 now.
Holy shit. All right, y'all, we are back with another episode of On the Porch. Guys, you already know what you need to do. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, go over to other platforms, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever that is. Leave us 5 stars, say something nice, and continue moving us up those charts. Guys, join the community. I ain't even got to go into it, but make sure you join the community. I'm going to go into it, but I don't have to. But join the community, guys. You already know what we're going to be doing. We're going to have quarterly meetups with live podcasts. We're going to have guests come on that be able to go. Our guests that here that are highly successful, they're going to come on. They're going to give y'all some game at least twice a month, right? So you guys need to be ready for that. Make sure then you'll be able to just be in a community, just grow in a community of like-minded people and just be able to hang out, talk to me and BJ on a regular basis, pretty much, right? And not only that, you get access to our merch. I was about to say free merch, but it probably won't be free, but maybe a discount.
Maybe a giveaway or two.
Maybe a giveaway or something. But y'all be able to get exclusive rights to those things. BJ.
Amen. 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 Hey, it's your boy _BJ Real, man. We back here with another episode of On the Porch. I know y'all recognize this guy sitting next to us. Probably one of our biggest episodes. Like I said, guys, we're going guest for guest. We're going bigger and better every time to get this to you guys. But we're here with another special guest today.
We're here with another special guest. I mean, he really don't need no introduction. Like I said, he is the biggest episode we have had on the channel. And a lot of y'all that's subscribed, especially in the beginning, probably came from his episode. Y'all saw that's that ain't nothing but straight facts. So the thing is, we had to get him back, and then just the nature of what he does, he has to come back and update us and let us know what's going on. So, the guy, the myth, the legend himself, killing it in stocks, killing it everything in that nature and investments, whatever that is. Ladies and gentlemen, the Panther. Lawrence Ellison, everybody. Go ahead, let them know what's up. They already know who you are and everything, but you could get them just reintroduce yourself, I guess.
Man, excited to be back. Definitely appreciate you guys having me back, fellas. Mm-hmm. Excited to be back here with you guys listening to On the Porch here. Last episode went crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And excited for this episode. One of the things that I strive to do anytime I speak is really give you guys information that you're able to take and then go apply. So you guys know my story from the last episode as far as when I got started trading, when I got started investing, and it's a journey. It's a process. There's steps to it. And then, for me, I'm a big longer term type investor, not really the person that's, trading every single day, do day trade here and there. But I want to give you guys some perspective on the market and some things to pay attention to in this economy. So.
Oh yeah, I was actually definitely. We might well go and hop in it because yes, it's 20. First of all, how was the end of last year with the markets and the economy, and then what's going on now, and what do you kind of foresee coming on?
Yeah, so last year the close of the market, I thought was pretty amazing to see certain tickers like Nvidia, make new all-time highs, to see certain names just be able to recover the way they did in 2023. I don't think people really expected it, right?
Right.
For the market to just be back pretty much to all-time highs so quickly.
That's crazy, yeah, because nobody expected it. Yeah.
Especially after, the downturn of 2022 was crazy.
Man.
So people got smashed, and 2023 I feel like closed off pretty well. And I think when people look back, they'll say that it was a great year for certain parts of the market. Now other parts have yet to recover.
What parts?
I would say that the smaller growth stocks, small cap stocks, they haven't recovered at all. It's really been your big mega cap companies, your meta platforms, who a lot of people counted out, your Nvidias, right, in the semiconductor space, AMD. Those are the names that really pretty much carried the market last year. And semiconductors really, as a whole, carried the market. So the tech part of the market, I thought, recovered fairly nice. But it was mainly the bigger companies that propped everything up.
So why do you think that the smaller cap companies didn't grow in the way that the bigger cap companies grew?
It's tough. When you got names like Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, Meta Platforms, we had these big companies, Amazon, and they have a bunch of cash. These smaller companies are having to take on a lot of debt. You know what I mean? And it's tough for those companies to really build themselves out in a high interest rate environment and attract investors, because they're in the mode right now where they're trying to prove their profitability. Right. Whereas the names that I just mentioned, they've already proven profitability years and on top of years, and they already had that staying power. So that would be what I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Are we still seeing like an effect from when when Corona and stuff was out and stuff? Like, are we still seeing like an effect or like a recovery from that time?
To be honest with you, I want to say all the stocks that dropped because of the coronavirus have recovered, right? You're more so now seeing people really value investing in a true company that has true staying power, true moat, right? They're not just investing in something that's high flying. Like, for example, you could think back to names like Roku that was once almost a $500 company. Zoom was a $500 company. And now both of those companies that I just named are now both under $100. I remember when Peloton was like almost $200, and we see where it's at now. So those names that benefited during the pandemic, they got crushed, and they kind of proved to be, what a lot of people thought was one hit wonders, and Peloton is one of those, one hit wonders. Zoom, great company. You can still use Zoom today, but a $500 company just should have never been that. So yeah.
Did Peloton did Peloton they just did they partner with like TikTok or something or had
they got some partnerships with they got a partnerships with a few companies trying to figure things out, man. But Peloton, they took a hit. Quality. I feel like Peloton's a quality product. It's just it's not necessary. It's not needed.
Everybody thought they were gonna be locked in their house.
Yeah, so it's tough. It's like, okay, how many people are gonna continue to buy Pelotons at a certain rate, or are people gonna go back to actual physical gym locations and work out? The Peloton was was really a great investment during the pandemic, because people wanted to be at home and work out and stay away from people as much as possible, from germs. But now, man, people want to get back outside. People got Peloton probably sitting in their garage collecting dust.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know a favorite one, and it's been like a lot of news on it lately. Tesla. How is that performing now? Just because it's like when Tesla first came out, it was just Tesla is the most advertised electric car. That was like the electric car. Now it's like
it's a lot of other cars on the road.
Yeah, and people are like probably like by 2035 or something. Like Mercedes is trying to go fully electric, and other car companies are coming
trying to do the same.
How is Tesla performing right now?
I would say from a stock perspective, I would say from a company perspective, let's start there. They're still breaking numbers, still breaking records as far as deliveries, and, the numbers look great. I would say from a stock perspective, it hasn't necessarily declined, but it hasn't necessarily went back to an all-time high. But I think for people that are looking for an investment that has a chance to really 3-5x from here, right? I think that's Tesla. So I think all this time that it's trading sideways, you just have an opportunity to be able to build your position. I always tell people, like, you don't want an investment you get into, you buy it month 1, and then by month 6, it's already 5x. You didn't really have enough time to really get, enough of your chips actually, in there. So if a company trades sideways for a few years and you're able to, pick up shares here, pick up shares there, pick up shares, and then it goes in 5x's, you're in a better position. Yeah. So
that's crazy. But
Tesla is more than a car company.
More than a car company.
I heard news they were supposed to be like thinking about coming out with like a phone or something.
I mean, you even think about Tesla, even with there's parts of the business model that people haven't even really fathomed. Like what happens when Tesla's semi trucks, which will happen, really start to dominate more in the trucking industry, electric trucking. Right, these other companies, like you said, a Mercedes, they're just trying to get the car game down. But Tesla's already got that game down. They're thinking about the trucking industry now, right? Dominating over there. You got the Cybertruck. That's, you know what I'm saying? So there's more than just being a regular everyday vehicle for Tesla. And then it's also the technology that Tesla really is a data company. So they hold a bunch of data. And when you hold a bunch of data as much as Tesla does, I mean, you can be strategic in the partnerships that you really make. So, I think Tesla has some things up their sleeve, and I think they'll be here, for the foreseeable future. But I think from the stock price perspective, other names are garnering attention on Wall Street right now, which is fine, right? A name like Nvidia, still in the show, making new all-time highs, it seems like every week. But Tesla is just there chilling. It's not dropping. You're not necessarily, if you're investing in Tesla right now, you're not necessarily losing money. So, you know what I mean? It's just building that position.
And what does NVIDIA do? My bad.
Semiconductors, so chips. Okay, so that's one of the main things that they do. You think about also as well now, everyone's talking about AI, artificial intelligence. So, NVIDIA right now is expected to be the greatest AI company known to man. It's expected to be. So will it live up to that? Very well may, but that answer will come in the next few years.
Okay.
I got you. So with Tesla, though, I know they've been having some problems, like not necessarily with the vehicles, but with the price of the vehicles. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are underwater right now. They've been going underwater, and I've been hearing that a lot because it's like if you bought a Tesla within the last 5 years, now
the value of Tesla, because the cost of a Tesla is lower. But you think about this, right? Elon always had a plan to make the cars, cheaper. Because at the end of the day, with the high price point in which they were, the average everyday person wasn't going to be able to get one.
That's true,
right? But also, he had to make the cars cheaper because of interest rates being higher. So when you still want to move as many units as possible, you want to make interest rates, you want to make the price as, affordable for people as possible, especially if interest rates is higher.
Okay.
So APR, you take into account the average APR on an auto loan right now is, hitting highs. Plus you get what I'm saying? You also taking into account the fact, that certain car prices and where they were. So you had to kind of be strategic in those price cuts to be able to still move the units that you want to move.
So you're not necessarily even worried about Tesla whatsoever. But I mean, do you worry? So leadership is a big thing, obviously, in stocks. So you don't worry about like when you invest in the leader. That's literally what y'all say look at first. Like look at leadership. You don't think Elon's doing a lot right now? Maybe doing too much that it could kind of take away from that. They could take away what actually Tesla can't.
I think in the beginning when he was using the stock to be able to fund the purchase of Twitter, I think a lot of people was confused. But I think I don't have any worries when it comes to Tesla. I trust Elon, and I think Elon knows what's best. And I think we'll see in the next few years. Yeah. I think right now he's cooking things up. And like I said, the stock is not getting hammered at all. It's just not really going anywhere, but it's in the consolidation period, which is fine. But when it breaks out, just know Tesla to be back Tesla be $500, $600, $700, $800, and people will be looking and saying, man, I'm glad I invested.
Right. That's true. Dang. I'm trying to see because Elon, so what is he trying to do with Twitter anyway? Like what is like
control, bro? You're controlling like modern day society basically.
And you have you have everyone's data too.
That's true. Because data, he just getting more data.
That's how I looked at it. I always looked at it as like a data play, right? holding more data, but then also you control, right? You control a major social media network platform, and I think that's a powerful chess piece.
That's a powerful.
You know what I'm saying? To really push whatever you're trying to push. So I don't think everyone has the answer, and I don't think really Elon's gonna let you know. I think that's important. Like, he's not gonna come out and say, okay, this is why I did this. Like, nah, he gonna show you through his actions. So I trust him. I think he's.
And then to a certain extent, probably like on X or Twitter, it's like he probably could screen other stuff. So it's like, if I don't want y'all to see too much of this, I could put in the data like, don't show this, or like, don't like put this out to other people in the masses and stuff. So it's like he could control a lot. But
He has a big following, man.
yeah,
It does have something.
Biggest following. One of the biggest followings of social.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, I know we'll talk about one thing about the big companies, about how they were able to stay afloat, especially in 2023.
Yeah.
Not afloat, but actually
you said
thrive.
towards the end.
But yeah, they was doing good. But the smaller cap stocks, do you think it's because a lot of those big companies, I mean, the government, it wouldn't be smart for them to even allow that to even happen, for the stuff to drop like that? You don't think they get any type of help or assistance from the government that maybe those other small companies wouldn't get?
I mean, I definitely think, from a standpoint of certain contracts that definitely get awarded to certain of those mega cap companies. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think when you just have as much cash as they do, and as much revenue sources as these companies do, these top 10 companies that we talk about all the time, I think they're just in a different league. And I think just the smaller companies, it's not that they're bad, it's just ultimately it takes a lot to sometimes get certain projects off the ground.
I got you. You think we're in a recession? Do you think, you personally, recession? Because technically GDP grew.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's like, if you're thinking as far as the definition term of a recession, it's qualified by 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP.
I've heard, not trying to interrupt you or anything, but it's like ever since this recession talk been in play, people just started playing with the definition, all that stuff, because that happened.
Yeah.
That did happen, but then people's like, well, that's technically not a recession,
Yeah.
and this is technically a recession, and this is actually... And I'm like, all right, bro.
At this point, it's like, when is it gonna happen? If it's
Or is it? Or did it already happen under our nose?
Is it already going on? Yeah.
I mean, here's what I'll say. I feel like when it comes to the recession talk, I feel, how do I say this? It's like, I think I've been hearing for what? I don't know.
For a long time.
It's like 6 years about a recession. Even in 2018, there was talks about a recession. 2019 recession. 2020, obviously we know COVID happened. 2021 recession. So I just think that at a certain point in time, I just think certain narratives get pushed in order to keep people fearful, in order to keep people glued to their screens, in order to keep people thinking about something in the back of their head. Because if you're talking about, something for an extended period of time, and I'm not saying, I think as well what alludes to certain things is, it's tough to say. How do I say this? Like, I think more so we're dealing in less with maybe a recession, but more so with an affordability problem.
Yeah. Now
So I think we're dealing with more of affordability crisis, where it's like, okay, the cost of food, the cost of housing, the cost of all of this continues to go up.
That's true. Yeah, because housing.
But people's pay is nowhere near matching those increases.
Well, they said they said that. Well, right now the data is showing that it's actually been some wage growth, which is actually outpacing inflation right now, just by a little bit, not a lot.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
when we think
bit.
about those averages, and then you go and you talk to, maybe your friends or your family members, and you hear what they're going through.
Yeah.
It's got the data doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the data doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's because people are looking at like the middle class and then like
Yeah.
the rich and stuff.
But if you
it's
go
like
to-
it's like people are getting confused because like I just like listened to it today.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, you know how we notice the gas prices go up, we notice the groceries go up, and then everybody's like, but the prices haven't went down yet. But it's like
You won't want
prices have never went down.
yeah, it's like inflation has like slowed down, but they said like it's not gonna be like a deflation. It's like you're just gonna get used to it.
And it's not a deflation. Right now it's a disinflation. So a deflation and disinflation, two different things. Where
so prices, you're not seeing any prices go down.
Yeah.
But historically, you've never really seen prices go down.
They say you don't.
Never
They say you don't
Yeah.
want to see prices go down.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, that's a bad.
Yeah, that's a bad thing.
It's like you either get used to, like you said, like some people like you starting to get paid more. You're starting to see like, like this company's paying their drivers this much a year and stuff like that.
Exactly. So that's why I say the wage increases really need to come. And think about it. It is so bad right now. That's why I said we're dealing with affordability. Because think about how many strikes we've seen from different unions and different corporations over the past, I would say the past 12 months. You had the auto workers. They were striking. I mean, you had even the actors and actresses
coming out right now.
Writers, you know what I'm saying? They was striking. So just think like
that was hurting a lot of them too. Cause I know a lot of actors and stuff.
So you think about it, right? It's not just the everyday person that may just be working at the grocery store or the person that may just be working downtown at the corporate office. It's even certain careers where you like, man, actors and actresses are striking.
Yeah.
That's
you know
crazy,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, so you start to think, it just goes to show you just how truly expensive it is to live, right? The cost of just living is truly expensive. So I think you're dealing with more so of that. So, and also at the same time, you're not going to necessarily see consumer spending slow down because people still need to spend.
Yeah.
They just change how they spend.
So I know I heard a credit card debt, like even though it's not, but like credit card debt is like at all time high. So right now people are not spending so much cash because they don't have that much. Correct?
Exactly. So they're putting it on credit cards.
Yeah.
Which is not good either. That's weighing on something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you get what I'm saying. So it's like, but they'll still say, well, consumers are still spending. But here's the thing. Consumers are still spending because they need to.
Yeah, it's
no
trying to survive.
So now the difference is now, what are they spending it on? Are they more so spending it on necessities or wants? Yeah, they're spending more so on necessities.
Wow.
Things they really need.
That's crazy.
Things they can't go without. So
yeah, people rarely even think about that because it is affordable issue right now because like the housing right now is like crazy. Right,
bro, it's crazy.
Even with mortgage,
even a person with 2 jobs still is gonna struggle.
Because what they said, like the housing prices are like all time high right now, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
So think about even think about that. The average cost of a new home is at an all time high. Yeah. But the interest rates are at their highest levels.
It's crazy
since like for homes since 2000.
And technically, that's why it's really bad for a lot of economies because it's just like, bro, this is nuts that. This is actually that is because when interest go up, the prices go down because people stop paying so much.
Yeah.
But somebody is still paying that price, or they're not buying it all and they just keeping it at that price.
Exactly.
But they're saying basically right now, if you buy a house, all time high interest rate. They're saying like you could buy a house now and then just refi. Like in a year or two refi. And then
which is
and then of course like when they like the interest rates and stuff go down, you'll get more equity out of the home because the interest rates people are more reliable to buy a house because the interest rates are lower. So it's like of course you can.
Great, and then you think about the down payment though, bro. Think about the down payment for these houses.
That's putting a lot of people out of the game.
Yeah,
that's literally what puts people out of the game.
Yeah, it's not that they can't. It's like people could afford a house because most times most house rents are the cost of a mortgage.
Yeah,
or not more.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah,
it's the paperwork, it's the credit, and it's the cash due at the table.
Yeah.
That's really what stops most people, and it's also predatory. Too, right? Because we do know that institutions lend way easier to white people mortgages than black people. So, we've seen certain studies that came out about, Navy Federal, and just decline in black applicants. And that's another thing too that happens in our community is a lot of our black and brown brothers and sisters don't get approved for mortgages simply just because they're black. And that's the crazy thing.
That is nuts because what if I just got all the paperwork, but why? In your opinion, because I guess everything is all opinionated, so we all got all our opinion. But in your opinion, why do you think they do that? Why do you think they are stopping us from buying houses?
Because if you look historically, most the average wealthy person's wealth is actually in their cribs.
Yeah.
Most,
biggest asset.
most, you know,
Or their wealth builder.
Yeah, their
Biggest
wealth builder. You know what I mean? And they may have a house that they've been in for 10, 15 years and they sell it at a profit. And that's what a lot of times, even people, you know, taking out second mortgages on their cribs and, you know, cash out refi, you know, just different things. And that's that's most people's biggest asset.
Yeah.
It's not cash. Most people's biggest asset is their crib.
Yeah.
And so you think about it, if they're able to limit not just us from owning houses, but also owning land, they control everything. So think about it. White people want to control everything. So what's the easiest way to control everything? Don't give them houses. Don't give them land.
That's facts.
Don't approve them. Don't approve them. Right? Because that's one of the biggest things. Then think about it. It's even true. Where do white people go to find opportunities? They call it opportunity zones. They go to the hood.
To the hood.
You think about it. They went to the hood where the Mercedes-Benz Stadium was at. They took all them people, all them black people. Black people own all of that. Took it, cut a little check, snatched that, rebuilt that. Now making billions of dollars off
I heard
that.
they just built it's like a big hotel they just built by the Mercedes-Benz. You know what it's called?
You talking about Rebirth?
It might be.
Yeah, so it's only been around for about a year and a half.
Okay.
Well, actually almost about 2 years, but I know what you're talking about. It's right across from there, and it's nice.
Okay,
Yeah, they said that. I thought it just been open or something.
Oh, it's probably another one
might
too.
be, it might be another
Yeah,
one.
but they already but to the point where, like we said,
That is true. Dang. Because they had to buy some land.
Yeah.
They had to buy somebody out to buy that space.
Exactly. You know, churches. Think about, you know, different black people's homes, and now see what type of real estate, you know, what the price is going for that.
Yeah.
For you to, let's say you wanted to have a barber, you know, just hypothetically, you know, the type of rent that you would be paying at a commercial space like that right now with all that stuff built up. So yeah, man, I mean, it's been the easiest way for them to control everything. You even think about after slavery, right?
Yeah.
What was the biggest thing they were doing? They were taking people's land.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. Same thing. Like, you know, they was coming and taking. They gave some people land, but then came to take it right back.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the easiest way to control. When you control someone's food, finances, and land, those are the three ways to control an ethnic group of people.
So how do like we like attack that wealth gap, or like how is it even possible? Because like you said, there's like so much against us.
Yeah, I think the only way to attack the wealth gap, us as black people, is teamwork and true teamwork. That's the only real way, to be honest. And it's like, you don't have to. When I say this, we don't have to like everyone that's black, but we need to stand with them. And we need to have each other's back, even if we might not agree with everything. Because you look, most white people, they don't agree with everything that the other white person may stand for or may do. But when it comes time for business, or when it comes time to make something shake,
that my boy, we're going to make it happen.
They stand there and they get it done. Yeah. You take a look at Hispanic people, you know, you'll see a Hispanic person, they'll come into a neighborhood like this, they'll get one crib, and there'll be a family of 5. Next thing you know, they'll send from whatever country where they rested their family. Next thing you know, you got 5 more of them, and they all living in there, and they all got a construction job.
Man, I'm telling you,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? They all working hard.
Everybody got 40,000, 50 in the bank.
You get what I'm saying? They working stupid hard. They did that. What do? They go ahead and get the crib that's next door.
Yep.
Now they bring some more people over, put them onto the jobs. Now they own a company.
Yep.
And now they contracting work with the government, right? Some form of fashion, right? Next thing you know, they get the third house. So it's like, that's really, to me, the only real way for us to win. Because like a lot of times we think about everything has to be like a competition. We're the only ethnic group that looks at everything as a competition. So I'm gonna break this down. It's gonna make sense to people. When you take a look at, you know, and anything I'm saying right now, these are factual statements. They're not racist. They're just facts. Yeah. Who owns most of the gas stations in the United States of America? Like Indian people.
Indian people, yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. Have you ever seen an Indian person beef with another Indian person for having a gas station right here on this block? And then another Indian person has a gas station right here?
No.
You've never seen them beef.
Just making sure you're not stealing in the back.
You've never seen them beef at all.
No.
That's true.
Because get what do they know? Some customers gonna come here, customers gonna come there. But they have a need-based business.
Yeah.
So why are we gonna fight over something that we know everyone needs?
You know what's crazy? Black people don't make no need-based businesses usually.
Yeah.
That's real crazy, especially now in the internet time. They all want to be coaches.
We
and
need,
stuff like that.
yeah, exactly. We need need-based businesses. So think about it. There needs to be, think about it. A lot of Indian people, what are they on? Hotels.
Yeah.
That's a need-based business.
That is a need, baby.
You know what I'm saying? People always need a place to stay if they're on the road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Gas station, that's a need-based business. Who don't need gas?
Damn near recession.
You know what I'm saying? Like, always, you know what I'm saying? So I think like that. I think to the point you made, we get more involved in need-based businesses and we support each other to the fullest. And it's okay to not maybe like somebody or agree with everything that they may do. And I think that's what makes a person human. Because it's like, you're not going to, if everyone was the exact same, the world would be boring and the world would be stupid.
Yeah, they would.
In my opinion.
It would be. I think so.
So everyone has their own individuality. So there's going to be some things that you may like about somebody and some things that you may not. That doesn't mean that the person's a bad person. And I don't mean that you a bad person either. Yeah.
And I hate to say this right now, but it's just true through like my perspective. It's like in like my work of business, like doing real estate, it's like the best people that we could work with, they're either Mexican people or white.
Yeah.
And then the most difficult people to work with are typically like the black people, just because like their own ignorance and like they don't understand how like some stuff works, and they'll give you a hard time about like this and there. Like, Mike, what's like been some of like your experiences like with stuff
I
like
love white people.
What about Mexicans too?
And
What about Mexicans?
No, Mexican. Like I said, like he is right. Mexican, because black people. First of all, everything competition. They always want to. Black people. No, don't get me wrong. I'm saying I love black people.
They be competing with us in the deal.
They complain. They complain when I make money. They complain if the fact that we even making money. They be mad. They mad about everything. But white people, Mexican people, they understand business. That's all it is.
What did that white person just say to you this week?
I closed the biggest deal. We closed the biggest deal ever closed this week. Boom. Over. It could be almost touch 6 figures, right? This nigga, he just texted me. He was like, he saw the HUD statement, saw how much he was paying. He was like, am I seeing the assignment fee correctly? He's like, hey man, you're a dog. I'm so happy everybody gets to eat here. But every time I had black people get mad because you making $5,000.
Yeah.
They be like, oh no, and they feel like they got to get it all. But I think that come from us. But now I'm just thinking. I think they actually come from us not having much though. I think that's why they act like that, because they feel like they didn't have it all. Yeah,
it's the trauma. It's the trauma, because it's like when you come from a standpoint of where you've had something, and you see other people get something, you're a little bit more accepting. But if you come from a standpoint, maybe a point of view where you may have not had a lot and someone else is getting something, you kind of maybe had that feeling like left out. Yeah. Like, I wish that could be me. And that's okay, you know what I mean? Because it's just about being systematic as far as things. We've talked about a lot of things, and we talked about like egos. And I think egos are, you know, like real important to think about when working with someone. And I think that's one of the things that hinders a lot of us is we're not thinking as collectively as a team. But I do think that there's a ton of opportunity, but I also think that, as I could speak for more so, I won't say for our older generation of black people, but I'll say for people our age, right? Yeah. Right? If we want to talk about our demographic of black people under 30, for all the kids that's listening, teens and even kids in college, you think about this, right? We have a lot of people that think about just really 3 things. Like, how many people do you probably know you went to high school with that's still trying to rap? It's like, bro,
give that shit up. You suck. I'm telling you.
And then they add a little cherry on top. They start selling a little weed, so they can rap about it. And it's like,
you know what I'm saying? Selling drugs. Trying to be a rapper. It's just.
Or how many people you know go to at our age right now? They still in college playing sports, and you be like, bruh, the world is much bigger than that. You're 25.
And he talking about it. People, it'd be like, yo, 5th, 6th year.
Yeah.
7th year, you be like, bruh.
And it's like, it's so many, it's no knock to anybody that's trying to get to that point, but you also have to look at the mathematics behind it. I mean, it's only a few hundred spots when we think about.
It's only a select few spots.
Yeah, even if we combine
53-man roster.
NFL, NBA rosters, there's only a few hundred spots.
Yeah.
So you talking about millions of people going after those spots. It's like, all right, you just gotta be realistic with yourself, and it's about, I think, being more passionate and getting into things like we're discussing. We're talking about stocks. We're talking about real estate, right? We're talking about
gas stations.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just crazy because I just thought about what you just said. Like, we should have gas stations as black people. Like, when was the last time we seen a black person own a gas station?
You don't.
That's a problem.
Or like a bank.
Even that.
How you feel about like black owned banks though, and everything?
Man, my experience, man. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, man.
I mean, you're gonna be biased.
You gonna go off of your perspective.
Yeah.
Experiences.
I would say that I think I'll say this, man. I've dealt with black owned banks, and I would say their customer service sucks.
Damn, just like most black businesses.
Compared to like a JP Morgan or a Bank of America, any one of these, other banks, But I think it's also the infrastructure. It's what you put into any institution.
Yeah.
So I won't say that's going to be the case, but I just feel like it's what you put into any institution.
But like you said, it's like JP Morgan.
Hold on, wait, you guys gonna say something?
got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so like when you are thinking about or going to black banks, do you, knowing that they're new, do you give like some type of grace or like a mental grace or shit like that? So when they're like, they might have a bad customer service because it's like our first time getting this shit together. Like, do you think about that when you are going to black bank?
Yeah, I would say that I think it's as well system structures and setups, right? When you even take a look at certain online platforms with certain banks, they don't have the best thing. One of the banks that I would say that is a black-owned bank that I, have worked, that I had an account with in the past and never really had no issues, was One United Bank. I'm sure that probably a lot of people have heard of them.
Yeah.
Really dope bank. So it's not all, but you got banks like Citizens Trust here in Atlanta. Pretty shitty. So
Yeah.
God damn, why you got to put a name out there?
They're behind. It's like JP Morgan's been around for so long, so it's like you said, the customer service and like stuff might be off, but it's like that's probably not what they're worrying about. But it's like,
yeah,
when you're trusting in a bank, it's like, I don't care what y'all dealing with. It's like, this is my money that I'm trusting y'all with. So it's like, I need y'all to be on point. So
yeah,
it's like, it's really no leeway when it comes to the bank. It's like, you got to be like on point.
Yeah, you got to.
That's crazy.
Accounting, record booking, all of that. Record keeping.
And I think we pretty much covered the end of 2023. Did we start talking about like projections or how like 2024 is looking, or
no, we didn't. That's why I was about to go to that.
Is it even too early?
No, he can have some projections.
Yeah,
and try
is
to
it
see
even
what's
too
going
early
on.
to predict that? Because I don't know. I know we're on like the second week.
Yeah.
Yeah, second week now.
Yeah.
What do you see? What do you see coming, or what you see going on right now that people should be looking out for?
Yeah, I think this year, I think Bitcoin goes to try to test that all-time high. I think by the end of the year,
They just approved the ETF, right?
Yeah, new Bitcoin ETF. But even outside of that, you have Bitcoin halving this year, and every 4 years Bitcoin halvings, and it's a 4-year cycle when it comes to Bitcoin. And so last time we saw that real explosion was 2020. The time before that was 2016, and it's 2024 now.
Holy shit! I need to go buy some goddamn.
I think Bitcoin. I think Ethereum. I think if you're in that space this year, I think there's a lot of money to be made. So I think that's one of probably my bold predictions. But I think 2024 the winners keep winning. I think that's gonna be probably the motto.
You niggas suck.
The winners keep winning. So the big mega cap companies will keep dominating, and that's kind of so far. It's still early.
So, by all means,
I'll go ahead. But hold on. So how do you feel about like the government just like stepping on, like how do you feel like about the government putting like their like just regulating and governing the cryptocurrency like space?
I think it's good because you have a lot of bad actors, bro. These
So you think it's good? Some people be like,
Oh,
they
like
trying to just get
Dogecoin
into
and
it.
stuff?
I mean, I think it can protect people. You know what I mean? Because I think if you leave anything unguarded, unsecure, bad stuff happens. Even if it's guarded, it's still it's still gonna be things that happen. But that's anything in life. You feel me? People commit crimes every day. Just because there's law enforcement don't mean there's gonna be people that don't commit crimes. But law enforcement regulates what those crimes look like and if you're gonna be able to continue to do it.
I don't think humans was meant to have freedom of just everything.
Yeah, definitely.
We make bad choices.
Yeah. You definitely. If there was no, system of laws or rules, then people would just do whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be like
Everybody would have.
it'd be like
20
it'd
kids.
be like it'd be like the purge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was I about to say? Shoot.
So I know. I was just gonna keep going on
Yeah,
that question
go
what you were saying because I know he said. So you said you feel like it's good. How do you feel like it's gonna protect people with them in there, or do you feel like it could cause any? Do you feel like it cause any harm with them getting into it?
I mean, I don't think it's gonna cause any harm for them to get involved. I think it only helps, and it can help eliminate the bad actors. When you even think about like the Sam Bankman-Fried and what happened, with the platform.
Yeah.
It's like, yo.
What did happen for the people that's don't know what happened?
Yeah, man. So it was a lot of taking a client's money, offloading, offshoring. Funds were not secure to what was expected, and he basically just robbed a lot of people, man. A lot of people lost everything. Their platform crashed and burned, and people lost a lot of their holdings, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
You got to protect it from that.
See, and that's the thing about cryptocurrency, because like even with Bitcoin, like no one even knows who started Bitcoin, correct? Like, is that true?
Satoshi. It's been Coin the founder, but his face, his or her, because it could be a woman, his or her face, has been shown, but you stay off the grid. Think about it. You would definitely want to stay off the grid. You create something like Bitcoin has gotten to this magnitude.
Yeah.
You got a big bullet on your back.
They gonna kill you so quick.
You gonna die. So
You gon' die.
And then, I can't wrap my head around this because I have like a homeboy. He went to a good school in New York, and he said his like some older kids at his school, they started type of cryptocurrency or something.
Mining.
Yeah, and they made like a lot of money off of it. But I'm like, where does the
use?
What's the use of the cryptocurrency, or like did they just was it like a pump and dump, or is it actually still being used?
Yeah.
Like, is that like a danger? Like people doing stuff like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm speaking about. Is like people being able to create any coins and then just putting something out there on a social media platform. Hey, invest in this. This coin does XYZ, and then it doesn't, and then people get caught holding the bag.
Yeah, because I know they're living in Miami right now on yachts and stuff, and I don't know what the coin is.
Yeah, just imagine if somebody like Casanet decided to just say, "Let me make a coin," and just put it out there and say, "Y'all invest in this."
Yeah, like Kai coin.
That shit would go crazy.
Yeah, the streamer guy. Yeah, if there was a coin in, and that's pretty much what was happening. You had these big influencers like Logan Paul, all these different people telling people to invest in certain coins, and people was getting caught up in it. FTX, you had a lot of ambassadors. So yep.
And what was that little error where it was like? Was it like the little monkeys and stuff that like?
Oh, you talking about I was actually about to just ask you about that. You talking about fuck. Now you talking about like CryptoPunks and all that, but what is that called again? NFT.
Non-fungible tokens.
Yeah. What's going on with that, man? What happened? I heard that just fell off the. It just
I thought it was just premature. I mean, people were buying just to be honest, hot garbage photos and
facts.
Put value behind it, and if someone at the end of the day, the value is within the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
You can only sell something to someone who's willing to buy.
That's true.
And at that time, people had a lot of free cash to be able to buy stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, no one's buying it.
Yeah.
They don't have the money. You know what I mean? So certain things make more sense in different economies. That's what it comes down to.
And whatever happened to like Dogecoin and stuff? Like how stuff like I know you don't pay attention to stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
it's just
like,
it's just pump and dump. That's it. It's just cycles. It's the same thing as the stock market. It's no different. Anything that all the stuff that happens in the crypto space, it all happens in Wall Street every single day. It's just there was no regulation to it.
Yeah.
Right. You see pump and dumps happen in Wall Street. There's investigations that happen. You know what I'm
like
saying?
AMC.
Yeah, exactly. There's certain things that downfall, and they can halt the trading on a stock that might be some stuff, funny stuff going on. You can't halt a crypto. So that so it's the same thing, but it's certain. Like I said, in the crypto space, it's like the Wild West. So yeah.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, you wanted me to ask a question?
I got one, but I was like,
go ahead, because you were looking at me. I was like, hey, do you have something to say?
Because I know. I was just about to say, like, how did the year end off for you of like the end of 2023, like with you personally and like whatever you had?
Yeah.
How did that end off for you?
Man, it was a lot, bro. I'll be honest with you, man. I had a lot of things transpire to me on a personal side. We were speaking about black-owned banks, and I had a black-owned bank where there was like 85 racks that was missing from my account.
What?
Yeah.
85 what?
85,000, bro.
Like just gone.
Transactions, fraudulent, a mix of fraudulent transactions via debit card and ACH. Yeah.
And they didn't catch y'all, because usually, when you do stuff like that, ain't just happening at no chasing them, because they see that money go. They gonna stop it. They like.
So I wasn't really getting. I
message.
wasn't getting alerts.
What?
But I realized when I was making a few payments for some things and realized some things didn't clear. So then that's what caused me to start looking into stuff. And then I started seeing some of the things. So, I take a little bit of, I don't really take ownership, because it's not my fault at the end of the day, but I probably could have been looking at things maybe a little bit more clearer. But at the same time, I was busy with a lot of different things. But that was unfortunate. And then, there was someone who had unauthorized access to my crypto. So I was, I had like $500,000 taken off me, and via crypto. So really more than $500,000, obviously, because you see what crypto been doing now. So I tried to, I still have crypto, but it's, it definitely was a blow.
How did that even happen? Like unauthorized user, or you said authorized user or unauthorized?
Unauthorized access. Someone had unauthorized access to my ledger and was able to compromise it and take it off. So they took it. They just took it off.
Because the whole point of the ledger was
to secure it.
It's secure.
So how did
you only have access?
Which is secure. Ledger did have a breach, which has happened in the past where certain people's crypto has been compromised. So that's one of the things that happened. So, in total, about like 600,000. My mindset really with everything though is like this, I can get that back. You know what I'm saying? You don't get time back.
That's facts.
You can get money back. So,
yeah,
it's definitely a blow. Trying to resolve the situations, of course, but can't stop life at the end of the day.
Yeah, because what I thought you was gonna say, and it was like kind of hard for me to believe. I thought you were like, because I just know you're so disciplined.
Let me tell you, we talked about it. Me and BJ had this conversation. We was like,
it's like I know
no
you're
way.
so disciplined in your craft and stuff. But it was kind of hard for me to believe. Like,
lost an investment.
Lawrence was like, let me like just invest in this, like all this like amount of money. And stuff.
Nothing crazy.
So you're saying it was like it was just like a couple of unfortunate situations where it's like you trusted this, you trusted
exactly trust. Yeah, exactly. You trusted your institutions, correct? And just some more unfortunate situations, and hopefully some situations that can be rectified. So,
how would you rectify, especially something like the bank situation? I can see how they can be rectified. How can you rectify
the crypto situation, man? Is trying to track down exactly where it's at. How it happened, just because
you can actually see.
Somebody has it.
So, exactly.
You can see where it's been sent, because that's the biggest thing about crypto. You could
about the verification.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the goal, man, on getting all that stuff resolved. So I know it get resolved over time. So.
Do you think it was somebody that you know?
Nah, I don't think it was anyone really that I know, because anyone that I know wouldn't have been able to do that.
Y'all nigga ain't that smart.
But I also, I break. The thing is that I like to keep a lot of different things in different places. So, people that I trust, certain people have, certain things, access. And I feel like that's one of the things. I was gonna say, when you a giver, you receive. So the type of, on pour that I've gotten from people, has really, been amazing. So,
but I also
I was about to say, like, do you think it was like anything at all that you did wrong for like this?
Like what you learned, like what's some stuff that you would do?
I would say, I mean, I would say don't have. One of the things I'll say, I'll start with the first situation with the bank situation. I feel like it's unfortunate. We live in Atlanta, so you just never know. You could swipe somewhere, you could be somewhere. You just never know. So that's what I'm saying. I don't have conclusive, so I can't really pinpoint. With the crypto situation, I think it's just about being, I won't say more responsible because I was pretty responsible with it. But once again, just one of those situations you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would say maybe I probably shouldn't have had maybe that much on that particular device. That would probably be something, but outside of that, you know.
Yeah, that's what I see. Like a lot of people with money, they're like, bro, don't keep all that in one account.
Yeah, that's why I keep, man. You can't even keep, man. I can't keep none of that stuff on me. That was really my fear, keeping it on me.
Yeah,
think about it. You got that type of, on you. You know what I mean?
Somebody's radar.
Exactly.
Yeah, that So and that, with the 85, I guess when they took that, I'm pretty sure they was taking like pieces, right? Because
yeah. You got
they'll swipe.
Yeah, you got a paper trail. The thing is about the bank recouping the funds. That's really what it comes down to. So there's a paper trail of things that where it happened, how it transpired, certain things. So it's now just recouping the bank doing their responsibility to actually go and recoup those funds. Because I provided the information to them. It's up to you to actually do the work. That's why I said about the customer service piece is like, a JP Morgan, bank, they would have, had everything handled. You feel me?
That jump wouldn't even happen because after a couple of, if they would have swiped, unknown location that you ain't never been in before, they send you a message.
Exactly. So it's just certain things. That's why I said systems matter.
Yeah, I get mad with my Apple Card sometimes. Like if I swipe it too late or something, or if I swipe it on like something I never swiped before, it's like no. Doing this.
Yeah.
Was this you?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like
they ain't even have that. Yeah. And I'm like, I wasn't getting no alerts. I get alerts, swipe a Discover card or Fifth Third.
Like my Amex and my Discover.
Or like a Fifth
swipe
Third,
that past
Discover.
12 o'clock. They're like,
they're gonna. Oh man, was this you? You know what I mean? So yeah,
And how did you like feel like going through
in that moment? Like how did that?
I would say, man, definitely. I feel like it was just really. Now you have to fix the situation, but then you still have to run a community. You still have to do all of these different things. So it's tough because you're still responsible to do this, do that. So it's just kind of tough. And if certain things are weighing on you mentally, I look at it this way. For me, I understand my role as being a star player. So when you're the star player and you have a bad performance, you got to go to the podium and face the questions. The mic going to be in your face. That just would come with being a superstar.
Yeah.
So my mindset was like, listen, I'm a little bit banged up, a little bit injured, mentally, a little bit spiritually, but I still got to go perform.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to drop 30, still going to put up 35, but it comes at an added cost. Because now if any athlete is listening, you know exactly what I mean. If you're already banged up and injured, but you're still putting up your typical numbers.
Yeah, you're gonna be.
It's gonna that wear and tear catches up to you over time, and so I think that's really what just kind of really happened to me was, when certain things happen, I probably should have gotten help. I probably should have said, okay, this is a traumatic experience. Should have gotten maybe some therapy, some help, whatever, instantaneously instead of trying to bottle everything up in and just keep pushing, keep fighting. But if that's really all you know how to do, that's what you're gonna do. That's really all I've done my whole life. So yeah.
I got you. So I mean, but was people understanding with that?
Nah, people wasn't understanding, bro. I'll be honest with you, man. The same people that you show up for day in, day out, providing for in a community. I would say that a lot of people wasn't understanding. Lawrence, why you not teaching classes? Lawrence, why you not doing this? It's like, damn, God forbid I have a little bit of injury and it's like, damn, I can't take a month off.
It's like I tore my ACL, goddamn.
You know what I mean? So I would say I don't think that people was necessarily understanding. And I think that people look sometimes for a person to be a little bit damaged or a little bit injured to now try to take shots. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it was like you would probably never take that shot if I was 100% and me and you were staring eye to eye. So I think that it will go back to kind of our culture. We have a habit of wanting to kick people when they're down, or a little bit damaged, you know, and I don't think that's really cool.
Yeah, because you know, like in business, like we had people on the podcast, they were like, okay, I just went through something, or I had like a family member pass away, and they're like, your clients and stuff, they don't care nothing about that. They want to keep going. But you would think like a community
is different
that you done built, like, because it's called a community for a reason.
Correct.
So it's like you would think they will like interpret that a different way and like take that a different way, but
nah, they don't think. You know, they don't think sometimes. You know what I mean? You know, you can.
And then I know your community specifically, like you have like other people in place, like that's like still out there giving.
Yeah, it was still some people that was still servicing, but you know, people then forget all the times you've been up early in the morning teaching a class, or middle of the day teaching a class, late at night teaching a class, doing Instagram lives. You feeding these people, you spoon feeding them.
Yeah.
You giving them the answers. Like, bro, I got people that's telling me, yo, you helped me make $250,000. You helped me buy my son a Tesla Cash. You helped me do this. You helped me do that. You know what I mean? And so I look at the power like of what I'm doing. I don't really get discouraged by it because I know what I'm doing and I know it's benefiting people. And I know there's way more people that's appreciating it than not. So
it don't deter you just a little bit. It don't make you be like, bro, y'all, like if something was to happen, I know, like, it don't make you be like, bro, I'll leave.
I would say that when you have a passion for it, it's like there's definitely some frustrations that you will have for sure, but you know this is something that you love and this is something that you want to continue to do. So that's my mindset.
Okay.
And with like your like these little hiccups and stuff and like trials and tribulations that just happen, like that you just spoke on, like does it like kind of give you like a desire to like want to go out there and make like a better bank, like a more secure bank, or like a more secure ledger system or something? Like does it give you kind of like that inspiration?
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Out there and do, like,
over the past few weeks, those have been the kind of some of the thoughts like, okay, how can I make sure that someone else doesn't deal with these situations? You know what I mean? So what you just said right there is like powerful, because those are the thoughts that I've been having, you know, quietly to myself the past few weeks, as far as like what ways can really, because I look at it from this situation is just, you know, this is just a life lesson, but then also maybe there was a reason this was supposed to happen for me to do something else. So I looking at it, that's how I'm looking at it from an optimistic perspective.
And let me ask you this: do you feel like you're built for this situation that you're going through right now?
Yeah, because I wouldn't be in a situation. You know what I mean? Like, there's been months where I've made 100,000, 150,000. You feel me? So I look at it as like, I told myself, I said, if I sit down for the next 3 to 6 months, I can make all that back plus some. So that's really my mindset. It's just like, you just put yourself in the zone. It's just like, yeah.
That's crazy. I got you, but I know. One thing about it though, I know you just got married and whatever.
Correct.
Right? Congratulations as always.
Right.
But I know this is probably like one of the biggest things biggest trials that you guys have been through.
For sure.
As a married couple.
For sure.
So how is that? How are you all handling that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would say definitely she's been super supportive. You know, she's definitely been super supportive. She's had my back. You know what I mean? And you know, but some close friends have had my back through this situation as well too. So as far as the people around me, there's been a lot of people that have had my back. So, but I also know that there's certain times where you just gotta sometimes, man, just put on a shield and go to work yourself.
Yeah,
it's just so yeah, man. It's like, that's why I say for me, it's like I already know what I can do and how I can perform. So I'm not questioning whether there's a part of me that can do what I need to do to either fix the situation, and let's say the situation doesn't end in my favor, fine, right? And I don't get everything back, right? When I, I'm gonna go and take it back. I'm gonna go and deliver. So that's really my mindset, is like, in life you can be given a certain circumstance, but it's about how you react to the circumstance.
Yeah, cause it's crazy. Cause it's like if you put anybody else in this situation and they lost.
Oh yeah, bro. I've been telling people, I'm like, you know, people got all this to say, but it's like probably the average person was dealing with what I was dealing with right now, they would probably off themselves.
They would.
Let's just keep it a buck.
And it's just like me knowing you and like your skill set. It's like if anybody could go out there and get it back
It's him.
in record time, it's like
It's you.
Yeah, so that's my mindset. It's like I got this.
It's like
thing.
it's unfortunate, but
It's
like,
unfortunate for sure. But it's like
he's like there's still mentally like strong and stuff behind the situation because like he said, like some people were like probably
some people would have offed themselves, bro. Jumped off a building or some crazy stuff, man.
That's like crazy, bro. Like just to see that one day and then you wake up.
The next day, yeah. Because how far apart did these things take place?
Within months. So it's like, you know, past 4 months, all this stuff since September. You know, it's kind of been just certain things happening. So I would say probably the toughest time was when I was kind of like dealing with this and it was like my birthday. So it's like, damn, you turning 24, but then you dealing with a little bit of this. Yeah. And then Christmas came, holidays came, you know what I mean? You wasn't kind of in the mood for that. You know what I mean? So I would say those are probably the toughest days, the toughest times, right?
Are there like any like securities and stuff like where you put your money that's like it's probably like it couldn't get touched or like is there like any?
You know, it's crazy. I think
like
the best securest place to have your money is in a real estate, a house. Damn. Land.
Cause really,
because think about it, once you buy land, think about it. What they can't just take it from you.
They can't.
You can't really steal land.
You can't really scam somebody out some land. Which
that's true.
No, like older people, they think you could like just scam somebody out of land, like out of a land or like a house.
So I would say what taught me more was like, you know, should have more real estate. Because think about it, if I would have had that, would that have been
in real estate?
Would that have been able to been taken?
No. Even if there's somebody trying to burn the house down, I got insurance, and they probably gonna pay me more than what you even burned the house, but I paid for it.
So it's just certain things like that. But that's what I said. It's just, you know, experience.
You live and learn.
Experience is the greatest teacher.
Like you said, that's like what you know. It's like boom, stocks and stuff. So it's like, hey, I got my money in crypto stocks, but it's like you could have had $1 million in real estate.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Could have had a whole apartment building.
Yeah, facts. Whole little one. And you just like,
and let some like what he just said, had something happen to it, there would have been insurance and something to cover that.
And just like how some of these college coaches, it's like, okay, you want to fire me? Okay, pay me out my contract, $84 million. Like, you want to burn my property down? Go ahead and pay me that check.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. That's crazy because that is
like you live and you learn.
That's the safest. That is the safest thing to do with your money.
Real estate.
I didn't even think about it. I didn't even know you was gonna say that.
Because anywhere else, I mean, it's kind of like it's controlled.
Exactly, because you put it in the bank, something could happen.
Yeah.
You put it in the stock market, something could happen. You put it in crypto, something could happen. You can put it underneath your mattress, something could happen. If you buy more land and more real estate, and you have all like, there's nothing that can happen.
Like, yeah, it could go down in value, but it'll eventually come back. That's just cycles.
Exactly. Just cycles. Yeah. But as far as someone just being able to come and say, nah, you have documentation. You own this land, X amount of acres, X amount, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like the mode that you're in now, like, do you feel like you're gonna be like overly aggressive in a certain extent, or are you gonna still like keep your same
composure?
Yeah, your composure. Cause like you said, like me and Mike, we're like, bro, he's too disciplined and stuff to lose it in that type of way.
Yeah, I feel like for me, I would say, to be honest with you, I think still the same mindset, but just more aggressive from the standpoint of attacking more business opportunities, right? Because I'll say this, I can say this comfortably. All the work that I've done in my community and across the community, I've probably never really been fairly compensated.
No.
And I'm really comfortable to really say that.
Really
we got you know, brothers out here and jokers out here charging, you know, $50,000 for, you know, putting a funnel together and a couple other two things, and you know, they charging people 50 racks for that, 75,000 for that, and that's cool. I know the skill set that I'm teaching people. Like, I know I've had people that have made life-changing amounts of money right now, but even take that away, they have a skill set that for the rest of their life they can use and leverage and make money.
Yeah.
So even if you're not making money right now, you have a skill set. Something like every single day, I at least get a text. Oh man, I'm like I did a live trading Zoom call today, and people making money. They have a skill set. Even when I'm not around, they're still able to leverage that skill set to make money.
That's true.
So yeah.
Dang. So I got you. So right now, you got. I know all that's happening. I know, but so I mean, I'm trying to see what's going on with the stock market itself.
Yeah.
Is there some specific tickers that you think people should be watching right now or this year, or what they should be looking at?
Yeah, I would say ticker SNOW. That's snow. Ticker. This is Snowflake. It's in the cybersecurity. Well, excuse me, not cybersecurity. The next name I was about to say is the cybersecurity. That's CRWD, CrowdStrike. But Snowflake is one that you want to watch out for. Do your homework on. That's one. CrowdStrike, which I just named. Another one. Those are like probably the two that are maybe under the radar that I think definitely people want to watch, pay attention and look at. I would say going into the first quarter of this year, want to pay attention as well to obviously you always want to watch those bigger tech company names. I think names like Microsoft are going to continue to make new all-time highs. Names like Nvidia make new all-time highs. And I think Meta platforms as well will make a new all-time high.
I got you. And then I guess you say, because a lot of people can't afford, I guess, Bitcoin. They can buy pieces of it. But what's some other coins that maybe somebody may have a couple thousand?
Well, I would say instead of trying to go for the alternate coins, which are a little bit more risky, look at some crypto stocks like a Coinbase, a Mara, Riot. So MRA, Riot, RIOT, Coin for Coinbase. You can look at those particular tickers, and as Bitcoin goes up, those names are going to go up with it.
And would you recommend, like, no matter like what point of life somebody's in, like, would you recommend people like to get involved in the stock market in like some type of way?
Yeah, even from a learning capacity, just understanding how these businesses work, function, even if you may not be in a position to actually invest, just putting yourself in a position of getting the knowledge. So when you are in a position to actually put your money, you actually understand what you're putting your money into.
Yeah.
I got you. So do you think inflation is going to continue to drop? I know they said they're going to halt doing the interest rate hikes. How you feel like? How you think it's going to? You think they're actually going to stop doing that, or they're going to start running it up again?
Yeah, I think it really just depends on when you take a look at housing, man. However housing moves, because housing really makes up about 40% of what's reported in these inflation reports. So you really got to watch housing. Housing prices, rent prices,
right?
Yeah.
So that'd be key for this year.
Cause I'm like, when they talk about inflation, like for most people, inflation means that's gas prices and groceries. It's like, okay, groceries are costing more, gas prices are up. So if like people, that's what we were talking about earlier. Like if people don't see those coming down, they think inflation is still going on. But what I honestly just learned is like those prices aren't gonna come down.
They never
like,
come down
as long as they're not still going up.
That means at that rapid.
Exactly.
If they're holding. Yeah, exactly. Holding.
Inflation has stopped. So we're good, guys.
Yeah,
we're good.
As long as it's not like just exploding up, guys, we're good.
Yeah.
That's facts. I mean, you got any other questions, BJ? I feel like we gave them a lot of game for the day.
We done talked about some stuff.
I think talk about everything. I think I'm just. I actually want to go through it right now. Just
go ahead.
Let me see. So we talked about last year how it ended. We talked about 2023. We talked about what's going on currently. We talked about what to watch, crypto and what's called it, and we talked about what they need to be watching and looking out, even in the real estate market and sector. So
talk about some big leaders like Elon,
facts.
Tesla, electric car industry.
Yeah, facts. Y'all looking at us do a live breakdown, just trying to figure out what we would ask. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think we pretty much asked everything. You got something that you want to lead them with, Lauren? I mean, anything that you want to get off your chest, of course we're going to do to give them some, but do you got anything that you may want to say?
Nah, man, I think we're pretty much good.
I think we're good. All right, so look, we dropped this at the beginning of the week, right, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we know we got to give them something they could take with them and actually implement this week to become better, whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, or spiritually. And I know you've learned a lot of things and you've been obviously just working on yourself so you can get through your situation. So give them some game that they could take into this week, implement right now, and become better. Look into that camera right there.
For sure. I would say, man, first off, get in the gym. I think a lot of issues can be resolved by just getting proper exercise. I think number 2, put the weed and the alcohol down. I think more people committing to a straight edge lifestyle with no drugs, no alcohol, I think that is another thing that can take our community further. So that would be one piece. It'll make your body look better, fellas, you know what I mean? Ladies as well too. And you'll feel better, and to find different coping mechanisms when it comes to stress. Those would be the things that I say. I think those are things that can make you better and have you prepared to dominate, not just this week, but for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. I mean, look. Clap it up for Lawrence, guys. Clap it up, of course, man. This man come on here and drop game every single time. And if you didn't learn anything from this, then I mean you probably didn't watch it. You probably just skipped to the end and it's right here, right now. So, guys, make sure you guys follow Lawrence. Where can they find you at?
Mr. Lawrence.e.
Make sure y'all go hit him up, guys. He will be back again because we're talking about trying to get him back in every quarter or whatever.
So much.
We just try, it's so much, bro. So we definitely always gotta get him back on for you guys and give you guys this game. We don't even want to. I don't even be caring about bringing nobody. Well, if you guys want to do stocks and come on, then that's fine. But we don't even want to bring nobody else that do stocks on. We like, bro, you can't even top Lawrence. I ain't gonna lie. So it really don't matter. So I'm dead. No cap. So, but make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you got a game for this, go ahead and leave us a game controller in the comments or a fire emoji, whatever that is. Leave it. That's my phone. Go.
Get off the mic, bro.
No, it's coming from the speaker over there. Yeah, go ahead and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go to other platforms, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, whatever that is. Leave us 5 stars. Say something nice, move us up those charts. Join the community. Not only that, make sure you follow us on Instagram at _on-the-porch. Follow me on Instagram at _Mr.mindset. BJ, where can they find you?
Y'all go follow me at _BJ Real, man. But most importantly, guys, y'all go like, comment, and subscribe at On the Porch Podcast on YouTube, _On the Porch on Instagram, guys. And we're even on TikTok.
We're on TikTok now.
Guys. We're trying to go crazy with TikTok, guys. We might even start going live on there once we reach certain levels, guys. But we're on mostly every platform, guys. So y'all can find us anywhere. Just type in On the Porch. And I'm pretty sure we'll pull up because we're pulling up.
We're pulling up now. We searchable now. Like you can look us up there. You can type in and pull up. So we good. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. We are out and we will see y'all next week. Peace.
Gone.
JT on the track again.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.